What up, tribe? It's your Raji, and I am here with your weekly Hoodoo Almanac, and we are also going to get into a reading that I did today for the collective that I already have pulled. And I'm just going to touch on a few things that's going on that we need to be working on as a collective. Now, today is Sunday. We are in Scorpio season, and the moon right now is waning in Taurus. We just left off a fresh full moon. So right now we are basically like feeling the effects of shit being exposed, things that are in alignment, like shit that's not like working for us. So it's naturally fitting right now that the blogs and things of that nature are definitely going hard about the wars and things that's going on in the Congo and different places such as the Palestine and the Israel situation, and again the capitalism that is just eating us alive here in the United States. It's like a humongous clusterfuck that just cannot be hidden anymore. It is a lot going on that people are being willfully ignorant about, or like just like the Mamie Till and the Emmett Till situation. Like people are like, oh, if it's not affecting me directly, I'm cool for now until it hits their front door. So I feel the need to speak on, and I've already did like a video reading, which I'm going to post so y'all can like see the cards. But I feel the need to speak on what we can do as a tribe, which is what I started all this for in the first fucking place. Like I had a season of awakening over time, and realizations that led me to this point. So if you still tapped in, we're on this journey, and it's been like, what the fuck, for quite some time. But like I see now like why all that shit had to come full circle. So to start off this like series of, the Renaissance and the Resistance is the fact that spirit, the ancestors, are exposing shit around us that just doesn't work any longer for the collective. From everyday life shit like the Keith Lee situation, with how the restaurants in Atlanta are just like out of fucking control with their rules and their bad customer service, to the exposure of like the beauty industry. And some people have very valid points, because at first I was like, what? Because I'm from the beauty industry. If you've been listening to me long enough, you know that that's where I got my start before I start to go out hoodoo on y'all. I got my start in the beauty industry, and like my customer service, it's pretty good. I got good ratings. So I've been kind of watching people say, oh, we've had to leave the industry because we can't afford it, and the system. Then you have other rebuttals from like customers that are like, no, you're losing because you bad customer service, all these rules, we can't do this, we can't do that. And a lot of that shit has been centered around, more specifically, beauty professionals in Georgia, baby. So they like piqued my interest. And a lot of valid points were made in regards to the breakdown of that, and the fact that there just wasn't a love of the craft anymore, right? So I was like, damn, like it's really a moment, because people are like, haha. Some people are just being like playing out as like bully about it, in terms of like, oh, you got to go back to work, because you're just a bad person, and, a lot of people are thriving. But I feel like it's a lot of different elements in regards to that. It's a lot of different layers, and some people are like horrendous customer service, and they can't do their jobs or their businesses well. Everybody's not meant to be a business person. Everybody's not meant to be a chief, and that's also a big thing too. That I feel like is not being taken seriously. I feel like COVID and the pandemic made a lot of people feel like they could like start a business and they could go out on their own, and they saw that it was like more to it than that. It's more to the system than that. And I feel like that is also why there's a break down in that. And hey, I'm the motherfucker strong survive, but I'm also not going to like look over the fact that shit, we are in like a fucking depression. So, hell, build for tough, as they say. Anyway, so I could see that from like both sides of the stratosphere. Like I could see it from a thing of like, it's people that's doing entirely too much and they're not very nice and or kind, and that's why they're not thriving. But I could also see it being like a fucking depression. And I would like to say having a suite is like the equivalent of paying rent on another like apartment or a house. So there's that. So supplies are high. People are being more particular with their books. So if you really want to get out here and be successful, like you really gotta love what the fuck you do. You gotta be smart with your money, and you gotta really have a plan. And a lot of people just didn't have a plan. And hey, sometimes you gotta rebuild. It is what it is. Another thing was again like Atlanta restaurants, because of the reviewer Keith Lee coming out. Atlanta restaurants were like struggling and like Milk and Honey's like fucked up response to him, like, who is he type, turn your nose up in the air. And then like the manager was being smart about him being autistic, and like, who listens to what he has to say type shit. And it's going down, and it's going down fast, like, whoa, Simpson episode level drama. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm just kind of like watching, because like a lot of people were like, oh, if you're not commenting on what's going on in Palestine, like you really don't care, and so on and so forth. And I just really wanted to be well informed before I spoke on it, because I just didn't want to be saying like shit just to be saying shit. So I took my time, and I am here now, and I have shit to say. I feel as though we as a people are just tired of our weak ass baby daddy, the United States of America. I feel like we're sick of him, her, whatever. Like, we're tired because we've been oppressed, we've been stolen, we've been pillaged, we've been held down. And now it's like, okay, you had the thought of, okay, we got this aid and all this stuff happening, now we can like rise up. Like, you thought there was going to be like a wealth shift, and like they just made that shit like 20 times harder because they saw things were shifting. Like, that's my take on it. And now to find out that they are assisting in funding a war with money they say they didn't have for us, like, people in the United States are like struggling. You've got single parents, you've got people that are homeless, you've got people that can't find jobs, you've got people like business issues, you've got people like having healthcare issues. Like, it's such a clusterfuck. And it's like, so you had time to do that, but you can't do this. Like, people are like, I'm not gonna pay my student loans because they don't matter. I'm not even making a livable wage. Like, I've been listening to that online so much. It's ridiculous, and it's crazy because it's like big companies, billionaires, like, they don't give a fuck. Like, it's like, we got the money, we're ahead of it, and just get it how you live in these streets, basically. And it's kind of interesting to me that they are going so hard on the shit, like, oh, you did the PPP situation, so whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But the government has been scamming and taking from us and oppressing us for like, what the fuck, as long as you can goddamn remember. Like, that take on the situation. Like, King Pete is the U.S. government right now, in the system. King Pete. And I think the collective is just sick of it. I ran across another spiritual person that was saying, like, basically there were times when like there was war and spiritualists like band together and they did their thing and they did their workings. And she gave examples of when they observed that the tide did change when the spiritual community collectively decided that in the way that they were going to show up for the tribe was, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And things shifted, they tried to make things better. So I got to thinking, and I was like, well, damn, that is a good point. Like, how can we as a collective, like, shift and assist in the best way possible? Like, I feel like everybody's going to have their part in this situation, because a la Mamie Till, when she was like, you're not concerned about it. You're worried about your own status until it's at your front door. That has stuck with me over time. Like, a lot of people just like, oh, I got my job, I got my house, I've got this, I've got that, I'm an NPC, I don't give a shit, my life's on paper looks great, so I could care less about what's going on in the world. Like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna protest. My life's just fine, and that kind of thing is a major, just a fly-ass way to think, honestly. Because again, you're gonna want that help and support, and you're gonna want understanding when it's you. But a lot of times people don't understand until it's them on the chopping block. So people are looking at the situation that's happening in Palestine like, I'm not going to really say anything. I'm not going to really do anything. How does that affect us? What can we do? Because, admittedly so, we have a lot going on over here. But it ties to us so deeply because of the fact of the history of it all, the Atlantic slave trade, and just how we all ended up in this clusterfuck in the first place. So our oppressor is joining other oppressors and oppressing others just because they feel like it, which is what has been done to our ancestors and elders over time, over and over and over. And I feel like the idea that they can't hide the facts and the news and the information like they used to, I think that's eating their ass up, honestly. Just being real, putting it how I put it, just for real. They want to hide that. That's why they work so hard. They didn't want TikTok to be a thing because, like, you can't really control that shit. Like, it's not controllable, like how Facebook and Instagram is. Like, any little thing will get your ass shut down on Instagram and Facebook, but not that TikTok, baby. They'll say what they got to say, but you gonna get that information, and they hate that. I'm saying there are other ways, like, to see information too, but you can't. Certain social networks are more strict about certain things, and, like, I see now why they were trying to, like, oppress that so hard, because it's like a lot of shit they didn't want us to know. And that came out in the card reading I did today, because I felt moved to using my skills to be like, okay, let me see what's going on. So first things first, and the fact that they can't control the narrative is really it's gonna eat their ass up. At the end of the day, the narrative can no longer be controlled. There are too many people struggling, and we're sold a lie and being oppressed. And it's not just like a situation where it's like, Black and brown people being oppressed. Like, yeah, we're oppressed as hell, but now it's hitting home because a lot of our other folks, they feeling the heat too. So now that they feeling the heat, it's like way more like coverage. They are talking. They're like, oh, hell no. I thought I was, and they realizing they ain't. It's a money game. They seeing that now. So, it's very much a realization of like what the fuck is really hitting us and how soon that can be at our front door. Also in terms of like being drafted to fight in this war. A lot of people are discussing this. So they're like, oh, hell no, we ain't fighting. We ain't fighting because where? Right? And not fighting for Palestine, like fighting with the U.S. type energy. Like, we're not fighting. You've oppressed us. You don't care about us. We're sitting here. You're making things hard for us. Like, why the fuck would we fight for you? Like, that's the energy that's out there right now. So, be wary, because what the fuck? Like they said, it's really some interesting energy out there right now. A lot of what we have going on is the need to be with the American people, the people in general, put it like that. People in general, I'm going to say the American people in general have become more analytical and more awake. And at one point, I got the 7 of baskets in reverse. The government was able to kind of pull the wool over our eyes. But now that's no longer possible. They can't do that to us anymore. And now we see that by trusting them, our Wheel of Fortune has been reversed. We've been kind of just sent on a journey of shit that just doesn't benefit us as a people, period. Like, we now see that. They've been toxic. They've been abusive. Like I said, what I say, like a badass baby daddy. And they have just conned us and used us and done all kind of fucked up shit to us for the sake of money and greed. I had the 4 of Coins come out over the 7 of Knives. We also have the 5 of Sticks in the reverse, throwing us in the wrong direction because they are a hidden enemy. And now with the Strength card coming out over that, we are now gaining strength to kind of situate ourselves into being more stable and more prosperous. Like, we don't want to fucking live like this anymore, says the people. You feel me? And we've got the 3 of Coins that came out, letting them know, like, again, here we are with the greed and being greedy, but still with the 10 of Sticks in the reverse coming out, being greedy, but still placing undue pressure and shit on our backs. Again, keeping us in limbo and negative thought patterns and what we consume on a day to day. Then we have the just keeping us confused, Daughter of Coins in the reverse. And keeping us with bad judgment, keeping us not able to, like, build on our blessings and have what we need. But what we are realizing now with the 9 of Knives coming out is it's bad soil. Like, the foundation of this shit sucks. So yeah, the people is not with it. They are wasting their energy continuing to try to stroud information because we are focused on being free with the 4 of Sticks coming out over the 7 of Sticks in reverse. We are focused on building our skill, planning, coming up with things with the 8 of Coins. And again, with the Mother of Knives out over there, we are most definitely feeling warrior energy. We're feeling like we want to be smart. We want to be well informed. Again, with the, like, TikTok and the social media that they kept trying to, like, restrict. So shit is changing definitely because of the information that we're able to take in that really means something. Things have been in balance with the Father Sims in reverse, and now we are looking at that. We're looking back on choices and things we accepted, i.e. signing our lives away with the student loans, taxes, with the 7 of Coins. We see that the U.S. and surrounding colonialism has an air of suppressed history with the Ace of Baskets, and now we are being introspective and we are getting a grip with this 4 of Baskets coming out over there. Now, let me see. I got like 4 more stacks. So secrets cannot continue to be held. Y'all know we in Scorpio season and we see that shit is getting ungrounded. Out the closet it comes. It comes on out the fucking closet. We've got the 2 of Knives. We are done not using all of our senses. Like, there's like some people that have woken the fuck up. There was a time where they didn't want us to be close to spirit, and now we're using our intuition and we're seeing like, shit's not really adding up. The math ain't mathing no more. With the Father of Baskets over the Mother of Baskets, again, being, a lot of us decided to strike out on our own and being more resourceful and using our intuition. So they don't like it. So we got the Ms. Robinson card representing the Devil card in Major Arcana. Spirit is saying we need to believe in ourselves and we need to really realize that we are a power in ourselves. Like, that's how you end the stagnation, by realizing that illusion is all a fucking illusion. It's a farce. They are con artists and they want to keep us from being able to fight and move forward. Lacking boundaries. They don't want us to have boundaries. They want to continue to impose on us and keep us in a state of negative thought processes. So Spirit is saying, get focused, get courageous. Think about what's going on, because they do not want to rebirth. They don't want you to rebirth. They are a hidden enemy. So quit trying to shake hands with your enemy, because they gonna bite your ass like a snake. They want to keep you in a constant state of this boy-like, childlike wonder, like, keep you like regressed. Again, with the Ace of Knives coming out for the illusions being lifted and stagnation. us being introspective. Stagnation is going to be like ended or whatever. That shit's done. It's donezo. So Spirit is saying continue to fight, continue to move forward, and really like let go of the idea of like money, because that's how they control us. Even though money made the world go round, we are now realizing with the Father of Coins in reverse, they are going to have a tower moment because they greedy as hell, and we see they don't really care about us. We got the Son of Knives confirming that. Then we've got the Gullah Jack in the reverse. Yeah, they definitely want to keep us stuck from moving forward and being courageous and being, fighters. They want to keep you from feeling like you have no direction. You can't be a visionary. You can't create in an era of instability. 2 of sticks and 2 of coins in reverse. They don't want to feel like, it's about divide and conquer. It's about a victory. Like, this is not about kumbaya, my lord. This is not it. Like, that's not what it is. So there's an air that we will be able to recover. It's just going to be by use of force. They're going to be forced to maneuver out of the ways that they have been in, which is that mother of coins in reverse. That greed shit is what's going to get their ass caught up. 8 of sticks in reverse. Yeah, they lacking. And it's just because justice is here, that Dr. Buzzard came out because they played us with the 6 of coins and the 10 of knives. Like, several people are being realized that the energy is, you played with me. And they collaboratively did that with the 3 of baskets coming out. So this is like realization from Spirit. I know you're like, what does all this really mean? Spirit is saying, motherfuckers really just played in your face. Period. And it's time for us to wake up and realize that shit. So we got the Father of Sticks and we've got the Ace of Coins. So it's time to get disciplined and it's time to get focused on building, because we are going to have to rebuild. You got the Freeman card that came out, and that's like ground zero, like starting over. You can't build from badass soil, which is a season of lack and unfocused and us not making a decision. Like, no decision is a fucking decision. Excuse me. And it's time for us to water our own gardens. The garden card came out. So focus on your lane. How can you contribute? How can you make a change, like, from where you are? You know what I mean? And that's with the garden and the Son of Coins coming out, because they're a fake ass leader. Like, it's atrocious, the things that are going on, and it's just not fucking right. So then you've got the 2 of baskets. Like, there's an air of distrust. We don't trust them, and right, we shouldn't. And we notice that they're unhealthy. They're not good for us, obviously. 8 of baskets coming out over that with the 8 of knives. So Spirit is saying it's time for us to move past the systems. It's time for us. A lot of us are at crossroads. Like I said, it's about comfortability and, stepping out of pocket, not really wanting to be a revolutionary in that way. And Spirit's like, you want me to fight for you, you got to fight for yourself. Also, let's get that together. This is a group. This is a group think. That's what I'm hearing. So, we can't be out here like, fuck it, like, whatever. That's just not what it's about at this point. If half of us are like, fuck it, and the other half is like, rise up, they'll always use the other half that's comfortable in their lives and like, fuck it, to show that all y'all care about is money. All you care about is, what you perceive as the good life, which is literally like modern day fucking slavery, honestly. So we've got the Son of Sticks that came out. So yeah, Spirit is saying it's time for you to embrace who you are and be visionaries, with the Black Herman card coming out over the Son of Sticks. And it's time for us to let go of like that greedy, like materialistic shit, with the 9 of coins coming out in reverse. Our materialism is what is fucking killing us, man. It's time for us to grow up. 6 baskets came out over there. And then we have the 5 of coins. And stop worrying. Stop worrying about money. Stop worrying about the way it's gonna fucking look. That's how they're keeping us in the dark, with the Big Mama coming out in reverse. But with the John Horse being the final card, which is the warrior emperor card. Now is not the time to be meek. Now is not the time to be like, oh, strunk in your corner waiting for the storm to pass. It is not gonna fucking pass. It's not passing. Storm's not passing. King of Pentacles in reverse. They're gonna continue to play in your face. They're gonna continue to give you Four of Cups in reverse, what you don't deserve. They're gonna continue to play. So we've got to call judgment. Okay? And that's just what it is, y'all. That's what it is. This is one of many readings that I will be doing to talk about what we can do as a collective and how we can move forward and build ourselves from the inside out to combat this shit on so many different levels. So yeah, this is one of many, so get used to it, because this is why I decided to do this in the first place. So when I looked, I was like, damn, like, again, this is what it was about. Like, show, like, what other ways can we be and overcome our oppressor? Like, that's what Hoodoo was all about. You know, they didn't like us, you know, that the Haitians practicing voodoo. They didn't like that. They tried to strip us of that. They made so many laws and rules about Hoodoo because they didn't like that you was able to beat the system. They didn't like that you was able to win. They didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. So now it's like, okay, can we get readings about more than what your man, you know, who's the love of your life today? You know, I'm not here for that. And I had to realize that. And I definitely like to speak about purpose and about like career. And a lot of my readings, like, I get love readings quite a bit too, but a lot of my readings lately have been about purpose, career, growth. Like, what should I be doing right now? People are confused. They don't know. They want to make an impact, but yet they also want to live well. And they're tired of being oppressed and confused and held down by this invisible force that is capitalism and genocide and all the things that have never benefited us and will never benefit us because the system was not built for us. So I'm going to have to get all that off my chest because, yes, y'all, I done sat in silence for a few days. I know y'all hadn't gotten like a reading from me, and I just want to let you know that I am still here. I am still posting collective readings on our Facebook page, The Kush Concierge. I am still posting on TikTok, and like, yeah, I'm still here, and I am back, and I am refreshed. So thank you for sticking with me during this break. I will be posting, like I said, the video, which again will be free 99. Like, it should be free for you guys to watch this reading with the cards, so you can see. I even pulled some oracle to back up my message, so you guys will be able to see that. I might post the oracle on TikTok, the Kush Concierge. So yeah, y'all, Raji the Cimarron. And yeah, thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, do all that, because you know we are at the heels of something great, and I hope we can walk this walk and talk this talk together. So yeah, love you guys, and we'll chat soon. Bye.